Okay, all right. That's all about global market action, but how will these cues impact our own markets? We have our research team joining in to tell you just that, the market setup, the stocks that are likely to be in the news, and the action from the F&O space as well. Hey guys, a very good morning to all of you. Ekta, let me come across to you first up. Some muted cues coming in from the global markets today.
Well, yes, muted cues coming in, but overall the momentum seems to be strong for us because the market did build on to Tuesday's gains yesterday. So the Nifty reclaimed 20,100. Nifty, Auto, Realty, Energy, all of them were at record highs on an intraday basis. And the Nifty mid-cap rally continued. It hit a record high. FII's net bought marginally, so 72 odd crores, and DII's net bought quite heftily, so over 2,300 odd crores. For today, in terms of cues, we have the F&O expiry. But the global setup, while yes, the US markets was a bit mixed and they ended lower, they are just less than 1% away from their closing highs. We had the GDP data which was higher, consumer spending which was weak, but nonetheless it seems as though it's on its way to close a very strong year and probably hit those highs as well. Asia largely weak at this point in time. The GIFT Nifty indicating a positive start. Oil prices are in focus. They've risen ahead of that OPEC plus meet. Key factors to watch: the state election exit polls this evening, India Q2 GDP data which is this evening. It's likely to moderate on a normalizing base as well as an erratic monsoon. We have core sector data for the month of October and that OPEC plus meet. Watch for key indices because the Nifty Bank has now risen for the fourth straight session, so there is strength there, and the mid-cap index has ended higher for the 19th straight session. You did mention that a lot of stocks would be in focus on account of listings as well, so that would be something to watch out for.
Oh yes, there's a slew of listings which we're expecting today. Thank you so much, Ekta, for all those cues. But the other stocks that are on our radar, Hurmaz is joining us with that list. Hey, morning.
Morning, Sonal. And I'll start off with Ultratech, which has entered the Jharkhand market by acquiring 0.54 MTPA cement grinding assets of Burnpur Cement, and that is done for consideration of around 170 crore rupees. Thomas Cook, Fairbridge Capital is looking to sell around 8.5% stake in the company through an OFS, which will be open today and tomorrow. The OFS includes a 6.8% base offer and a 1.7% green shoe option as well. But the big stock today will be Metro Brands and Nykaa, because both of them have been granted exclusive rights to operate Foot Locker stores. Metro Brands will be operating the Foot Locker stores in India, and Nykaa will be the exclusive e-commerce partner for Foot Locker, and it will be also operating the India website for Foot Locker. Zee Entertainment, that has clarified on an NDTV report saying that the report is factually incorrect, and they said that the merger will be completed as per the scheme of arrangement that has been approved by the Mumbai bench of the NCLT. GNFC, the share buyback will open on the 1st of December, will close on the 7th. PCBL has also signed a JV agreement with an Australian company called Kinaltech. It will own 51% of that JV with a $16 million infusion, and it will also infuse another $28 million in phases to set up that manufacturing unit. And lastly, Jupiter Wagons, which has launched a QIP to raise funds, and sources tell CNBC TV18 that the issue size is worth 300 crores with an oversubscription option of 200 crore rupees. The indicative price is 315 rupees per share, which is a 7.1% discount to Wednesday's closing price. Back to you.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much, Hurmaz, for that list. But let's talk about the F&O space now. Nigel is joining us. Hey, morning, Nigel.
Well, morning, Asona. Let's see whether or not the Bulls can end this series on a high, because it's been spectacular, nothing short of that. The FIs at the start of the series were feeling very confident on the short side, and we've seen in the past where they get overconfident on the short side. Well, we see a big short covering bounce, and that's precisely the way it played out this time around as well. Just take a look at the short positions. From a peak of around 175,000 net short contracts, that's come down to around 115,000 odd. And in percentage terms, from around 89% short positioning, that's come down to around 71%, telling you the kind of short covering we have seen, and the FIs have got stumped on the wrong side. Now, a couple of factors have played out here. They've aggressively net short. The global cues as well were favorable. And also, we did see institutional flows, they came back in style. Now, in April, we did see that the FIs were aggressively net short, and we said, wow, we got close to around 900 points. Well, guess what? In November series, we're up more than 1,100 points, telling you the kind of velocity we have seen in terms of the short covering out here. Two strikes were active. 20,000 put yesterday, 20,100 put, and yesterday was a perfectly good-looking screen from the bullish perspective. Both those two strikes, they saw close on 2.4 crore shares. Remember, that expiry plays out today. So both those two contracts will expire today. And because of the aggressive put writing that we saw, the PCR from around that 1 odd mark, that's moved to closer to around 1.5. Now, levels that we're looking at, Well, the highest open interest is at around the 20,200 call. So that's why, just plugging in the premium out there, an all-time highs are around 20,222. So you have resistance that comes up for you on the screen. But the 20,000 put as well, post a big addition that we saw yesterday, that has the highest open interest. So on the support zone, 19,975, that should be the broad range. And that's what, positioning as such that we expire in this range itself. But can we end this series on a high? Well, time will tell. For the time being, though, it's been a very, very good series where the FIs have got stumped on the wrong side. Back to you.
Oh, yes, that's right. Thank you so much, Nigel, Hormaz and Ekta for joining us and prepping us up for this trading day ahead. Time for a break now. When we return, Tata Technologies